Hey guys, today we're going to be giving you our full review on the Blue Beetle movie. Let's get into it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Till the End of the Line podcast. I am Juan Jaime G here with...
Wow, Kika T.
That's why I had to rep the Jaime since we're covering Blue Beetle. Had to represent. And yes, that is my actual middle name. I'm not just doing that for the review or for the movie. But yeah, as he said, we're going to be talking about Blue Beetle. I'm so freaking excited.
Finally seen it last night.
He finally was able to see it. I've been having to bite my tongue for so long. Been like itching to talk about it. So we're going to be talking about that today. And then he actually got a chance to see Flash, so we'll touch on his thoughts on the Flash movie. I know you guys are probably sick of it, but he hasn't talked about it. So let's just dive right into it. I got my Blue Beetle Kajida on my back.
Bro.
Check it out. Look at that.
Who's voiced by who again?
My second wife, Becky G. Oh, which reminds me, before we get into it, well, here's the backpack. Boom. I actually want to give a little shout out to my amazing, gorgeous wife and wish her a happy wedding anniversary.
Aww.
Happy anniversary, babe. It is our 9th wedding anniversary. So we've been married 9 years. So it's pretty good. Almost at that 10-year mark.
Nice.
You were at the wedding.
What are you guys doing for the...
Well, it's not been 10 years since... when we got married in the church,
right. We did the reception.
Yeah, we did a second wedding in a church, so we count that one really. But we've been legally married for 9 years.
God.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, we haven't been. It hasn't been that long yet. But yeah, so happy anniversary, babe. Love you. All right, so let's dive into Blue Beetle.
Yeah. All right. So first off, Stone rating, right?
Yeah, I will give mine because mine is more optimistic from what I hear. I'm gonna go 6 stones. I'd give it 12 if I could. I absolutely love this movie, dude.
Okay.
I absolutely love this movie. It met my expectations, and then I would say at some parts exceeded it a little bit. But as far as the overall film, absolutely loved it. It is. I don't know if it's exactly what I wanted, but it's up there. It's for sure up there. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are your stones?
4.5.
All right, that's a solid.
Yeah,
that's still a solid movie.
That's what I give the Turtles, So it's not a bad movie at all. Very entertaining. I love Blue Beetle. I think he was great. I have always been a fan of George Lopez.
Yes,
and I just wasn't a fan of him.
You didn't like his character in this one?
I think I just didn't like his. I like how smart he was, and like that was like a secret part of it behind it. Like that was cool. I think that's what saved the character for me.
Okay,
but I didn't. I just couldn't do.
I think you didn't like his whole conspiracy theory guy.
No, that was cool.
You did.
That was cool.
Then what the
hell?
It
was the goofy parts that were like
George Lopez.
It just.
That's what I liked about the character. I liked that I was expecting when I found out he was in it. I was expecting. I'm like, all right, he's bringing the funny, and absolutely. The part in the kitchen when they shot up the taco and he like passed out, guy laughing. Like it was classic George Lopez. Like
I mean, I laughed.
I didn't realize why he called it taco while I was watching the movie. It's because it's a Tacoma. Yeah. So short. Tacoma short taco. I didn't like as I'm watching that didn't register. I'm just like, oh, he's calling it taco because he's Mexican. Cool. Like let's continue. Like that's just how I saw it. Like I will say my favorite part of the movie. I was literally crying laughing was the Vicks.
Oh, to wake him up?
And if to any of our viewers, if you are not of Mexican or Latino heritage, if you don't know how big Vicks, or maybe you do from Friends or whatever, Vicks plays a giant role in our like medicine culture. Yeah. Literally, and I'm not even joking you. My foot doctor says that Vicks is good for like fungus, like toe fungus and stuff.
Ow!
Ew.
Jesus.
But yeah. I'm gonna add that ill.
So clearly he has toe fungus.
I do, yeah, man. So my foot doctor told me to put it on there. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it'll go away. That yeah, Vicks or tea tree oil, but I hate the way tea tree oil smells.
Oh, I like the way it smells.
It's disgusting. And then he said, because he said that like the stuff, the over counter like ointments or whatever, he goes, they do the same thing. I was like, what? So your grandmother's right when she says put Vicks on it. Put Vicks on everything. But yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie.
Put the Vicks and chingon 7-Up.
That was the funniest part of the movie for me, just because of like what that represents for our culture.
Okay, fair.
Speaking on that, like I think this movie did a really good job at showing the Latino culture.
Yeah,
and the
family aspect. Yeah,
the family aspect. Big on family.
They were like one more scene of family away from like a Fast 5 movie or a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things I was like,
that's what makes me think like Dom is part Mexican.
Relax.
In a way. Yeah.
Dom just needed to be the fucking the other cyborg dude, and that was it.
That would have been hilarious.
So I love the aspect. I teared up. Obviously, spoilers when his dad has the heart attack.
Oh man, dude!
And then when the grandma, who turns out to be a badass, and says, "Now it's okay to cry," I was like, "Oh damn!"
I know, dude. Abuelita coming in hard with the gangster, dude. I was just like dark horse of the film. Like, she wasn't
a gangster, bro. She was a revolutionist.
No, that's what I meant. But like with the gangster like attitude and like. She was
badass. It was pretty dope.
So the smallest woman in the film is just
a badass,
carrying that gauntlet like a beast. Just like that big ass turret gun.
Yeah, that was dope.
She was awesome.
She let him happen, dude. She let it have it, and then she started laughing after. She's like, "Okay, now we can go."
Yeah, it's just like,
Jaime's just like,
"You okay?" Like sadistic a little bit.
So there's George Lopez. I'd give him like if I had to rate him in stones, his character was like a 3.5 to 4.
Okay,
for me. Grandma, 12 stones, like you said.
Seriously.
And then Blue Beetle itself and the actual the AI tech that talks to him. I think that was a 6
I wouldn't say AI. I would say alien. But go ahead. Yeah.
Whatever the interface is for it. That part, I'd give it 6 stones. I think that was dope. I think it was very comic book accurate.
Yes, dude. It looks so good.
I don't know if he was the right person for Jaime. I think he did an okay job.
Really?
I just felt like, I don't know who could have been better. He just gives me too much of lower level, and maybe because, like, I didn't really care for him all that much in the Karate Kid or the Cobra Kai.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think his counterpart, what's the boy, the other boy, that the guy's son, not Danny Russo's son, obviously.
Yeah,
he has a daughter, but
Danny Russo. Oh, you mean in the that's his character name? Okay, because I know I always say Ralph Macchio.
Oh, right.
Okay. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so the son, the one that like ends up working with Danny and then leaving, whatever.
Yeah,
I think he has more of a character. I think he's a better actor.
Okay.
And I just who's his name is fucking.
So you don't dislike the actor who played Jaime Reyes. You just think they could have casted it better.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you say it? Solo?
Yeah, he's got that like Sochi
Solo?
Sochi name like.
Yeah.
The America Chavez.
I think he did great for the movie.
I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him as Blue Beetle. Yeah,
it wasn't a bad performance. I just don't know if he was the right pick for it.
So now, have you read any of the Blue Beetle comics or seen him anyway?
No, I have seen him in Injustice.
The game
in the video game, right?
So that's what I've seen. That's what the only like character of Blue Beetle I've seen, and I kind of got that he got that vibe. So like I was okay with him as I liked the actor.
Okay, he was in Young Justice also.
Okay,
the cartoon show that
on
HBO. Mm-hmm. He shows up there. He wrecks Damian Wayne. Well, Damian Wayne wrecks him first, and then the Scarab takes over and then like burns Damian's face. Because Damian's like a badass. He's like, all you are is this tech. He's like, I don't need tech to stop you, and he doesn't, and he fucks him up.
Yeah.
But
very Cap and Iron Man vibes.
Yeah.
All you are is a man in a suit. Take that out. Well,
yeah, but fucking Damien's relentless.
Damien's an assassin. I mean, come on.
He's
yeah.
His father is Batman. His mother is Talia al Ghul, and his father is Ra's al Ghul.
His grandfather, yeah.
Our grandfather, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of assassins.
Yeah. But yeah, that was what did it for me. Is like I feel like someone else could have played Jaime Reyes and done a better job.
Do you think that you seeing him in Cobra Kai kind of persuaded you in any way?
For him. I thought this was his next step in his career. Okay. Like, all right, cool. He's taking Cobra Kai. I liked him, but he's like a B-list in that, and that's in Netflix. You know what I mean? So like, all right, this is his ascension, like him ascending to that A-level actor, and you know, an action film on top of that. Again, I was hoping he'd do. I was hoping he'd be able to sell the character a little bit more, and for me, it just didn't.
All right,
I felt like he could have been. He was just too cheesy. You know, he's just. I don't know.
All right.
He just didn't do it for me.
It's a fair point.
Had it have a better actor, overall plot was great. I give that 5 stones.
I did like the action in it. I thought the action was phenomenal.
The fighting scenes were dope. Yeah, I mean, him being able to flip when he did flip in and out, and how it like burned onto him almost. That was pretty cool.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I liked. Because it could have been very easy to just be like, oh, the scarab goes over your clothes and stuff, but I like the realism in it that it destroys whatever's on him because it's basically a second skin.
Right.
I did like that they chose to like the realism, and then of course the jokes follow with he's ass naked, you know, after and has to like. I
don't think in the game Injustice or in the show Young Justice
it does that.
Yeah,
it goes probably over the clothes. Yeah, like I said, it's very easy to do that.
Yeah,
and I would imagine
it didn't look like nanobotish at all because of that.
No, dude. Yeah, it looks alien. Yeah, so like cool. Somewhat symbiote, but like if symbiote had tech to it.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So like,
I mean, it gave me like bleeding edge armor idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's because that's what the bleeding
symbiote.
Edge. Symbiote technology turned into nanotech. Yeah.
So
or symbiote like biology turned into.
Yeah. So and then they even kind of allude to that, right? Didn't they they say that his don't they say symbiote in it? They say like what do they say when they're both connecting?
Oh, synchronize.
They're synchronizing.
Yeah.
But they said that I could have sworn I heard like symbiote in that. I think that. No. Oh, okay.
They could have gotten in big trouble using the word symbiote.
Oh, because that's Marvel. So they did say
not Marvel, but the it's associated more with Marvel. You know that?
Yeah.
And they don't really use that in the DC universe.
Oh, that's a fair point. Okay, so I mean, either way, I did like the suit, the way that everything, like the way they made it look, and how it's very close to like realistic. So I like that. I thought it was a great pace for an origin story.
Yeah.
They didn't wait till like the climax to like him don the suit, and that's the only thing that bothered me about Deadpool's origin story, is that back and forward. I felt like it took forever for us to see Deadpool be Deadpool. You know what I mean? Like we see his beginnings, and it was too much bouncing back and forward. That pace took forever for me.
Okay.
But this pace was great. I like it.
Made sense for Deadpool because his fucking brain is a scatterbrain like that. So that's how he is, like all the time. I think that's what they were trying to. That's what Ryan Reynolds was trying to do with.
No, I get that, and it's a smart choice. But like I said, as far as like a pace, for me as a watcher, as far as pace of an origin story, I was like, okay, it's taking a little too long.
It wasn't a boring origin story.
It was not. It wasn't. I was just like, it's taking too long to get to Deadpool. Like,
it wasn't a long like wait period. Like it just straight to the punch. Right. Because
we did see him as Deadpool, and then we go back to him as regular, and then back as Deadpool. It was just like, all right, I want Deadpool. But that was just me. But like I said, it's still a phenomenal movie. So,
I mean, it did decent. What seemed
it got a great.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
It was higher than that.
78.
It was higher.
But the audience scored it at 92.
Okay. But I thought the tomato rating was in the 80s. Last I saw it, it was like 81.
Well, it says 78 right here.
Can they adjust that, or does that change?
Maybe. I don't know. And then its IMDb score was a 6.7. So it wasn't, again, not horrible. But I think that 6.7 falls right around that.
I mean, we can agree it did way better than the last DC movie, so.
Yes. Yes.
Which is, I feel that this movie was the defibrillator that the DCU needed.
I think it's a step in the very right direction.
Correct.
I think
Saffron, if he comes out with more films, if this is a tale of what his films are, to be told, then I'm excited for it, for the DCU.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already excited because of, James Gunn, but he's only one half of the DCU. He said he wasn't going to do it without Peter Safran, but if this is what he's bringing, dude, I'm pumped.
It was a good movie.
Yeah,
definitely agree.
Great production. Yeah. I really liked. So it did have a lot of heartfelt moments, as you alluded to earlier. The death of the father, very DC. I felt like death of a parent is kind of like one of the arcs of every DC hero story. But I loved the talk that George Lopez had with Jaime.
Okay.
When he was talking about, it's time Latinos have a hero or a superhero to look up to or to represent for them. I love that talk.
Down for that. Yeah.
I got that was like the Uncle Ben speech kind of to me.
Yeah.
And it was his uncle. So so I mean, I really like that. I felt like it was something that needed to be said, especially for for the Latino community. I really love that part of it. And then I did like it. This was sort of like the climax of the film, but that the symbolism of the split suit, the split mask. Remember when some of the mask, it was just showing Jaime, and then the other was showing the Blue Beetle.
Oh, right.
I love that symbolism of it's two people in this suit.
Oh,
so it's like
I didn't get that right in the, but that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Yeah.
It was kind of like how Venom opened half of it, so we are Venom. But yeah, I saw that symbolism right away. It's like, it's representing there's two parts to Blue Beetle. Like when at first she's ready to like just kill people, and he's like, no killing. So she changes to weapons to just stun. And then at the end, after they synchronized, she wouldn't let him kill. Because she's like, no, this isn't you. So he wanted to kill.
She started speaking Spanish.
Conrad. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it would make sense because if she like synchronized with Jaime, she would learn that language easily. And then plus it's Becky G, so she knows Spanish.
True.
I would have liked to hear a little bit more of Becky G's voice in it, rather than just the like.
Alien, I didn't really get Becky G from it at all.
Right? It was just, but it was her, so that she's credited, and she even came out saying that. So any other things that you liked about it?
I mean, I think this is a introduction to a lot of people to Blue Beetle.
For sure.
Those of just casual watcher. Again, I didn't really read the comics too much. He's not that popular of a. He's popular, but he's not that popular.
No, he's definitely not one of the top superheroes.
Yeah, he's not a top tier. But he's definitely very strong. So there's other people. There are other Beetles. There's like a red one, and there's like a green one. There's a black one.
There's Black Beetle, yeah.
And they're all relatively strong, and they kind of bond with like. It's kind of like a Lantern Corps situation. Yeah. But for the most part, all of them are bad.
Well, yeah, the lore or the ancient like scripture of it says that it's a world killing machine. But I did like that in this film we kind of have like two Blue Beetles in the film because they talk a lot about Ted Cord. And as well, and then we see his layer, and we see all the suits. So Ted didn't actually, the symbiote didn't choose him, but the
scarab.
Sorry, what did I say? Symbiote? Yeah. The scarab didn't choose him, so he decided to kind of Batman it and make his own weapons and
tech
because his mentor, the scarab, did choose.
Really?
Yes.
That part I didn't know.
His mentor was the first Earth Blue Beetle. Ooh. Yeah, they said it in the movie. I don't know if you caught it. I guess you didn't catch it.
Teen Titans.
So, but I had
find the.
This is my Blue Beetle Funko, and that I just actually got last night, so it came in just in time. Nice. I had a different Blue Beetle. So
that's the movie one.
This one, yes.
Okay.
And then I got my Blue Beetle comic from Raw Comics. Again, if you guys haven't checked them out, please go check them out. I will put the link to their websites in the description below. check them out. And they are also in Brighton Park in Chicago.
Dan Garrett. That's the cursed one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm repping Blue Beetle everywhere. I even got a blue Red Bull.
I'm dead.
It's
this guy's goofy.
And then you want to talk a little bit about what we got right here?
Yeah, so I'm just we're gonna from time to time we'll do some plugs here and there.
Mm-hmm.
A server that I work with in the company I work for. He and his team are putting together have put together actually this brand called Calexo. It is a THC and CBD infused 5 milligrams of that. I believe it's 5 and 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But as you know, THC will show up in a drug test, and then CBD does not.
So use responsibly.
And the idea was he doesn't like to drink alcohol, so this is a version of an alcoholic beverage, but with infused with cannabis. And usually, when you drink too much alcohol or consume too much alcohol, you have this hangover.
Like crazy. Yeah.
You have, you don't feel the greatest the next day. It's not the greatest for your body. So they were looking for a healthier-ish alternative to going out and having drinks, but feeling good still. And
way to get drunk without being drunk.
Correct. Yeah. So these are the 3 flavors that they have. They have the semi-tropic, the citron rose, and the cucumber citron. All 3 flavors. Those are only 3 flavors, and they have it with or without the THC and CBD. So it's Calexo is an art and design collective of BIPOC and LGBTQ women and allies focused on creating a a delightful drinking opportunity for all, focusing on quality, taste, and the experience. And this is what their mission was to create something that can be used in any community, no matter how you identify or where you're hanging out. Drink for all. And often, with alcohol, sometimes, there's some negative things that it kind of leads to.
Liver disease, all that, yeah.
Yeah, or put you into some unlikely positions.
Oh, yeah.
And this is an alternative to you to have a good time, feel good, and then not really lose control of yourself.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that me and him had mentioned. He had mentioned to me, and we had talked about it. We went a little personal and deep into it. So this is why this drink kind of stood out to me. Because some of the past that I, growing up, partying in college, stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think everybody can relate with knowing someone that's kind of abuses alcohol, and it's something that a lot of people use as a crutch or an excuse to act the way that they do, and unfortunately, it's not a good times. But
exactly, and if there's alternatives out there like this, that's
awesome. Yeah, and
it's an easy wean off of a recovering alcoholic or of any substance period, any addiction that people have, and this is something that can help you wean off. And there's a lot of positive and benefits to CBD and THC, and I won't go deep into that, but there's a lot of cool things you can get out of this.
I mean, I'm excited for it because, as you know, I'm not really a beer drinker. I'm more stick to just liquor, so this would be kind of a cool thing to experiment.
Yeah. So right now, guys, we're just gonna try some things out, and we'll let you guys know how we feel about them. We'll put the link in the video.
Yeah.
Right now, he's popping off the cucumber citron. We'll try this bad boy first, which I did try this one already, just not with the THC. So this one's gonna be fun. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Cheers. Ooh. Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. No burn. No
kind of like a little bit of earthy tones to it.
Yeah. So all of it was meant to have like an earthy, botanical, fresh juice and botanical flavor. So that's the flavor you're gonna get from all of them.
Oh yeah.
Which is you could definitely have the earthy flavor in between at the end too, because that's awesome.
Okay.
You want to try all 3 on camera, or you want to just save them for later?
I think we'll save them for later. We'll let you guys know our review on them.
Yeah.
So you guys should check it out.
Good.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
Finish this and pour some more in there.
Nice. All right. So let's dive right back into Blue Beetle. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to set up for maybe... do you think James Gunn is going to head the direction where, like, for team-up movies, or no?
I don't think we're going to see another Blue Beetle movie.
Really?
For a while. Really? Yeah, I mean, like, you got the the Superman Legacy, Brave and the Bold.
I get what you mean back for a while because he's already got a slate.
Yeah, there's so much structure he has to put into the new DCU, and I just don't see them making time to do this for a Blue Beetle. Can we see Blue Beetle show up in other parts, in other roles? Yeah, I think so.
So like you see him camoing more than anything.
No, I think he can be like, a side character. Someone has to do some side quest, and Jaime has been in the superhero scene for a little bit. Somehow they're working on the same case or trying to take down the same person, and somehow they intervene and they have to help each other.
Yeah.
Who or where that falls in place? Well, they said we're going to see Damian, so I think that can be an option. Damian
and Brave and the Bold, okay.
Maybe not in Brave and the Bold, but after that comes out, if Damian were to do his own thing, or if they were to pull together like a Teen Titans type thing, or a smaller, younger, crew of the so-called sidekicks moving on to like the trying to take on their own assignments on their own. I think that could be something.
Okay.
I just don't see Jaime fitting in, or Blue Beetle fitting into anything else that we need. That's gonna happen in the moment.
Gotcha.
Because they got to build to the next like Justice League film movie, the Avenger level threat kind of like that kind of thing, and they're years from getting there. So a team up, it's likely. When? Very far from now.
Okay, that's a fair point. Another thing I did like about the film is that, well, like I said before, it embodied the Latino culture, really good. But I love the line, and I'm a true believer of this. Is like, when he's like, family isn't what makes me weak; it's what makes me strong.
Yeah,
like I'm a true believer in that, and like I get what they mean by like, oh, family is a weakness because that's who your nemesis can go after.
Right.
But if you have that love for them, dude, it's gonna make you a stronger person.
Yeah.
But like I said, I love that they embodied that and they brought that out to the forefront. Thought that was an awesome message.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see.
So besides some of the actors or the character portrayals, is there anything else you didn't like about the film? Or was that just the main? Is that what that Stolen and a Half?
Yeah,
was missing, was those character portrayals.
Just the knock out of the park of the character portrayal.
Okay.
As much as I didn't like, I'll touch a little bit on Flash. As much as I didn't really care for the plot line, and the CGI was bad, like you said. I was convinced that was Flash by Ezra Miller. As much as he's a nut job, or is a recovering nut job,
yeah.
I think he did a good job as Flash.
I could see
him as Flash in the future if we could.
So like what would you give? Well, let's just dive right into a little bit of Flash. What would you give the Flash as far as Stolen ratings?
I want to give it 4, but 3.5 because it's
3.5. Okay.
Yeah, the CGI was bad.
I gave it 3 because of that reason, and because of the reason that, like, I saw the Flashpoint paradox, and I prefer that storyline. I really think that it would have been, like, maybe, I don't know, you could tell me your opinion, but would you have liked it better if when he went and went to Batman, it was Thomas Wayne rather than, don't you see? Wouldn't that have been a better rather
we
than
didn't need this Batman?
Yeah, like it was the child in me was like, oh, cool, Batman. Mike Keaton again is Batman, but storyline wise, I think Thomas Wayne would have worked way freaking better.
And I wanted to see Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is a badass.
Yeah,
and it would be nice to see him.
Well, I think earlier forms of the script, it was supposed to be Eobard rather than
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. Yeah. So what else? What parts of the movie did you enjoy besides him playing Flash?
I think Kara-Zor was pretty good. Superwoman.
Sasha Calle was she like won the film for me. Yeah. She was only like the main good part of that movie.
What's the guy that played Zod?
Oh, that actor? Yeah. Okay.
And I like that he only did it with Zack Snyder's blessing. So when they called him to do the role,
really,
he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'll do it, but Zack Snyder has to give me his blessing to play this role again.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
He's like, I thought Zod was dead. Like, I was done with this role.
Yeah.
And then they explained how it was going to work out. He's like, all right, but Zack Snyder needs to sign off on this. And Snyder was like, yeah, go for it, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool.
Wouldn't they have to get the okay from him or no? Because they own it. They own that character. All right, but that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that about that actor. When they really care about a role, rather than like, oh, it's a paycheck, I'll do it. Yeah, I like that a lot
because he liked the direction that the Zack Snyderverse was going. I mean, I think we all did, you know.
Everybody did, yeah.
Whatever, can't change the past. But I think, I think Zod was dope. His goons and his like main side chick didn't really speak much. What else did I like?
Did you like seeing the alternate worlds, like the multiverses? And
that was crazy. I think it was smart for them to do that. I think that's what gave me hope for the future of the DC universe, because as much as I enjoyed Blue Beetle, even though they didn't do the whole Chrono Bowl thing, they didn't execute it at a high level, I see what they were trying to do. And it's kind of what the Marvel universe is doing with time travel and the different timelines and the multiverse, and even having what do they call it in the Spideyverse, and then what did he call it before though? He called something
who?
Miguel O'Hara. He called the multiverse something else.
The dimensions? No, not. I think he did call it multiverse, didn't he?
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm just tweaking.
Yeah.
But they all have different terminology.
You already feeling that?
No. Actually, no. I didn't think about that.
Dude, we had a sip. Like, it's not going to...
Well, I'm drinking some now.
Yeah.
But either way, like, I really appreciated the movie. I think, Flash. And I think it had a lot of potential to do really good. I know reshoots and were difficult, and then they wanted to make some changes, but, then Ezra Miller was on his little rampage.
Yeah. Did you... Now, I talked a little bit about this on when I was on Film Addicts podcast, but did you know that Nick Cage was going to be Superman?
No.
So when you saw him, were you surprised at that?
Well, I didn't know he was going to show up in Flash. I knew he had auditioned to be it.
No, that's what I was asking.
Back in the day? Yes.
I did not know that before I was talking to them. And then they sent me the stock photos of him with the suit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, with the long hair and everything.
I was like, no, no, thank you. I'm glad they didn't, but
I didn't. I mean, I don't know how I would have felt about it back then.
Could you imagine just super? Oh, Lois, come here. I got you. Come on.
I'm always thinking of his finger flick when he's in Gone in 60 Seconds. What I'm talking about?
Yeah, with Angelina Jolie. Yeah, but I don't think that would have went very well. I don't know how I feel too much about Christopher Reeves being in there. I'm like, I know they had to get the okay from his family, and they okayed it clearly, but it's just kind of like the dude's gone. Like, leave him alone. A lot of people hated that they put them in there. They felt like it was like, dude, it's kind of not disrespectful, but like in poor taste. So it's just like,
you think so?
A lot of people did, dude. A lot of people didn't like
it.
I liked it for the fact that it was an homage to him.
Yeah.
And he was like I don't know, was he the first Superman?
First
one
movie,
of.
I know.
One of. So I don't know. I liked it. Then I was kind of like, in a way, but
I was indifferent about it.
Did you? What about the comedy of the movie? Did you enjoy the comedy in it?
Yeah, I think Ezra Miller was a good actor. He wasn't.
I liked him as Flash.
I liked him as Flash. I liked him as a younger Snape, in the Fantastic Beasts series.
He wasn't Snape.
Yeah, he's in the Fantastic Beasts series.
Yeah, but that's not Snape.
Yeah, he plays a younger Snape. Isn't that who that is?
No.
Yeah, it is. That's why Snape and Dumbledore are so dope.
Wait, was it? Did I totally miss that?
Yeah.
Yeah, look into that, please, because I might have totally sidestepped that. He's gonna look that up. Get into the hair. I wish we had this podcast around when Harry Potter was around.
Oh, wait, we can do Fantastic Beasts. We can review some of those. Those would be fun.
Those are aren't they still? So is this true or not, or is it a rumor that they're coming out with Cursed Child?
Oh, you're right. He plays Credence.
In your face. I know it.
Yeah.
Credence.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, what?
He does not. There was a younger Snape, wasn't there?
There was a theory that what's his name? What's the main character of Beast? I'm blanking on his name.
Schmidt Commander?
Yes. Scamander.
Scamander, yeah.
I'm like
Newt Scamander, yeah.
Newt Scamander. That he was the like janitor or whoever that guy is that with the long hair who was like,
oh, it's not though.
It's not. No, but I
well, he shows up.
He kind of walked like him a little bit.
He shows up in the Harry Potter movie. So
yeah, on the map. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a ghost because the map shows the ghost walking around too. So we don't know if it's a ghost or if it's if it's him like alive.
No, I think it's him alive. I don't think it's.
I mean, it'd be dope.
Yeah, I think he was just in the Hogwarts. I don't think he was a ghost.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so anyway, back to the Flash a little bit.
Yeah.
What about the ending? Did you like the other Batman that came in?
Oh, George Clooney?
Yeah. I was like, yo,
his voice was so different when he talked to him.
I knew that. Like, that's why when I heard it, I was like, yo, that's not Ben Affleck.
That's not Ben Affleck at all.
I was like, what? Who is it? I knew it couldn't have been Val Kilmer because he has throat cancer. So.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
Yeah. Did you not see the new Top Gun?
I didn't finish it.
Top Gun Maverick?
I did not finish
He's
it.
in it, and he's like, you could see like some of his jaws missing, and like he's got the scarf covering it.
Does he?
And he could barely. He doesn't talk. Like he like whispers basically. Yeah, he's battling throat cancer. Yeah. So I knew it wasn't him. So I'm like, which Batman is it? And then George Clooney. I was like, yo, no, George Clooney's back.
Yeah. I think Ben Affleck. I think there's room for him to still be Batman.
Really?
I like him. I like Ben Affleck.
Everybody
Ben Affleck.
I was skeptical, but when he brought himself to that role and we seen it, I was like, yo, I can be on board with him way more than Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah. I mean, I think Robert Pattinson worked for that genre of what they want to do with that Batman.
Like a young Batman? Yeah.
I think it works. I just don't know if Robert Pattinson is the future of the Batman.
I doubt it.
And I'd like to see this Ben Affleck play older Bruce, retired Bruce with his Rottweiler, and have what's it called? Ian McGinnis play Batman Beyond.
Oh, okay.
I think
so. I was listening to Film Addicts, and Addy brought up a good point about that Gal Gadot is still continuing as Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. And he was like, if you're bringing back Gal Gadot why is it you can't bring back Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck to play Batman? Clearly, they're loved actors that portray those roles. Yeah. Why not? And I was like, dude, that's a really good point. I'm like, you could have Ben Affleck. And then there's so much like CGI tech. You can make him look
younger. Yeah.
Yeah, you can take years off of his face a little bit. So it's just like, I don't know. I really liked it, and I think he's the perfect actor playing that older Batman role.
Yeah.
I thought he nailed it, and he even said that he started to understand the character like later on when and like I think it was in the Flash one. When he's portraying, he's like, now I really understand this character. And then they're like yanking him. He's like, well, what the I just learned how to play this guy. Or I just understood this guy. But anyway. All right. Well, I still think you should have saw it in theaters. And I think you would. Yeah, I think you would have been okay seeing it in theaters. But
I just didn't have time. I think that's right when my car messed up.
Yeah.
A lot of crap was happening.
But I also think, like, I could tell with DC movies, there's no urgency for you to go see them.
Sometimes not. That urgency will change
with James Gunn,
with Brave and the Bold, with Superman New Legacy.
Yeah.
Even the Swamp
Legacy,
Thing.
Isn't it?
Oh, Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The new lineup, I'm excited for.
Yeah. Because
of James Gunn. Yeah, and however that first Superman movie comes out, that's gonna dictate the pace of the future of the DCU. Like,
yeah.
It's important that he hits that shit out the park.
Yeah, so this Blue Beetle film is technically the first film of the new DCU, right? That's what James Gunn universe. This is their first film. It's the first Saffron production, so I would imagine it is. Yeah. But like I said, I love this film. I'm very optimistic for the DCU. Mm-hmm. Especially with how the MCU is going right now. A lot of fans are not happy with it.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, what people got to understand with the MCU, they're in the same boat that the DCU is in. but just the DCU hasn't ever really hit a climax. Versus we have this high of, no individual movie is ever going to be in Infinity War or Endgame. There's not a single franchise that can pop off one single film for.
And that's what I feel like the MCU fans are going wrong. They're holding everything up to Endgame. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's hard to.
You can't do that. That was a movie 10 years in the fucking making. Yeah. You can't compare anything after that's Endgame. I will promise you right now, nothing will ever be better than Endgame in MCU. I doubt it.
I hope.
Kang Dynasty will be great. I don't think it'll be... Because, think about it. The reason I say that is because that was the first big, huge thing we got.
Yeah.
Nothing ever is... We can always go back to that, but nothing's ever going to excite us the way that Endgame did. And nothing ever is going to fill that, like, that was freaking amazing. That was the first thing we saw of that. And it's never going to fill that level of excitement. We may get another Avengers movie like Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars that's as good.
I think Secret Wars has the potential to blow Endgame out the water.
Really?
Because of the earlier Secret Wars one and the second Secret Wars one. Yeah. And I know that Russo brothers wanted to do it. They're like, we'd come back for a Secret Wars, to do. They said that when Endgame was around. Will they come back? I don't know. I don't know if Kevin will bring them back. I would hope he would. I think it'd be stupid not to. But I think
they did say that Secret Wars is going to have the biggest cameo of characters ever.
Well, yeah, it has to.
It's going to include the X-Men and
and then it'll include multiple people of the same people. So multiple Thors, because there's like a Thor Legion in Secret Wars.
So it's like multiverse kind of era-esque. I got to read these Secret Wars comics, man.
It's here. I have it here. It's one of my comics.
Oh, you have it here?
I have the book.
Oh, okay.
It's the thick one too. And
that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
And it shows like all the different things. So it's like after Secret Wars and all the incursions, Doctor Doom creates this thing called Battle World, and it's different pieces of Earth from different universes, just boom, 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 all pulled together, and like that's where he gets the power of the Beyonder, and that's where he's like all white.
Oh yeah, I love that look.
Yeah, it looks dope, super majestic.
Badass. Yeah.
Yeah, and then T'Challa, he yields the gauntlet. That's 1.2, and even that, like there's so
T'Challa yields the gauntlet.
It'd be sad. It's gonna be. That's the only thing I'm dreading to see. If enough time can pass where they can recast,
Black Panther,
not Black Panther, but his son.
Oh, okay.
To be Black Panther, and be like T'Challa Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with it. If they can have enough time pass by and put in another adult.
Because you're not touching T'Challa. You're telling it's a son. So right. I don't think anybody would be, it's bull. Yeah, I think I'd be on board with that.
Exactly.
It's a son.
Yeah, because you're not killing that role.
Dude, that's why, what's the director of Black Panther? What's his name?
I'm gonna keep thinking Michael B. Jordan.
No, it's
what the heck's his name?
Look it up, because I need to. Has it been that long since we looked up or talked about Black Panther?
Come on, we know his name. We talked about him plenty of times.
What is happening? Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler.
All right. Jeez. That's why I think he summed up that, or he ended the legacy of Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa in the most beautiful way.
Oh yeah,
like you closed it out without, and then you kept his legacy alive without doing anything to the character, or without like destroying the character in any way.
Right, closing out the character without,
and continuing that legacy. Yeah, without tarnishing anything that Chadwick did.
Yeah.
And I think that had to deal with he's a great director, but he was Chadwick's friend.
Yeah.
So I don't think a director that had no emotional ties to an actor could have done that. Right. Maybe to the story, but
that's what I love about the Marvel Universe is the characters that are portrayed by these actors. It's sold to them by the director, and the director paints such a vivid image of what he needs from this actor to portray as that character, that there isn't a single Marvel movie that the director and the cast aren't like close friends or become now close friends. Like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are, they did the Creed franchise together. And then James Gunn and the entire cast of Guardians, like they're all great friends now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Dave Bautista's like, all right, cool. If James is gone, I'm not coming back. And before number 3 was made. Yeah. And then so just the way they band together, it's just the level of actors that they put together. The Russo brothers, they've taken Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth to do a couple of Netflix movies. And
what was it? Extraction.
Yeah,
those are great films.
Yeah. And number 2 just came out. That was
it's really good. Yeah.
And the Russo brothers did a movie with Anthony Mackie. He's like a cyborg. He has like a cyborg arm on Netflix also.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah? I know the Russo brothers did the Citadel with the guy from Externals.
Yeah, I haven't seen Citadel.
Externals. Eternals.
I know what you meant.
I haven't seen that yet either. Okay. But it's a very spy thriller-esque movie. Oh, okay. So, but yeah, I mean, Russo brothers are amazing.
Yeah, amazing brother, amazing directors. I think they are going to be the. Yeah, I mean, it's just they have big shoes to fill as far as some of the great actors that we've had. Tarantino and Christopher Nolan and stuff like that. But I think they're going to be the future of action movies for a very long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's just because it's two minds put together and somehow they are able to work together. I'm sure they get into arguments like, "Oh, we're gonna do this. We're not gonna do this."
Yeah, well, they're brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers, exactly. But for them to do it together like that, you're getting the best of both worlds and the best of both of them, which is pretty cool
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, but all right. So we got to get to our question of the day.
Okay, what you got?
My question is gonna be, let's keep it on Blue Beetle theme. Let's say you encounter the scarab, but it didn't choose you. What route would you take? Would you go Ted Kord and try to assume the Blue Beetle role, or would you just be like, all right, it's just not meant for me, and just walk away?
I'd just walk away.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't have the fucking capital that Ted Kord does.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Seriously, that seems to be the key. Unless you have actual abilities, you got to be rich in order to be a superhero.
Yeah,
you got to have the money, the cap, like you said, the capital to be able to fund or to get the R&D going. But yeah, all right, that was question of the day. You got joke of the day?
Yeah. What does Jason Todd and a drunk bird have in common?
A drunk bird? I don't know.
They both spent too much time at the crowbar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that sucks.
You got another one? You want another one? Another go? Or we're just going to leave it at that?
I got one, yeah.
All right.
What did Bat Cow say to the baby cow?
I don't know.
It's pasture bedtime.
Oh, no. That was better. That was a better one. But that has what the heck? Bat Cow? The joke or the punchline had nothing to do with Batman.
Yeah.
Is pasture bedtime?
Pasteurized milk?
No, I get that. But what does that have to do with Batman?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That was what? Is that him talking to Damian Wayne? Does he ever say that?
No.
But yeah, so that was joke of the day. You know what? I want some jokes from our
from our friends.
Yeah, from our audience. I want to hear from you guys. Give us some jokes that we can put, and we will give you credit.
Yep.
To the joke, and also questions. I want more questions of the day. I don't want it just being me.
And jokes of the day, and then just drop your IG handle or whatever, and we'll plug you guys.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I would love to hear from you guys. And shout out to you guys for, we're starting to see more of you guys on the comments. Love it. So thank you for that. But any last points on Blue Beetle or DCU?
No.
I did. There is one last thing I want to talk about. So, do you remember when it's a really powerfully emotional scene when he sees his dad because Jaime's kind of dying, and he sees his dad, and we see kind of like the Blue Beetle floating, and they do that like what's that iconic like painting of the
Sistine Chapel?
Yeah, is that the Sistine Chapel? Okay, of them touching finger. So I got those vibes, but I got that too. I did like that they kind of took it to where I don't know. It was like religion meets universe, right? So like the dad's talking about, now I know why I was put here is to get you to this point in the universe, and I just like how they brought in the universe has a design and a reason to everything. Yeah. So like Jaime was meant to be the Blue Beetle. They were meant to find each other, and they just tie in everything. So I like that a lot. I like when because they kind of tied in the scarab Kajida to here. It's like, that's from the universe, so they tie in everything. Like, you were meant to. I really like that scene.
That's cool.
Did you enjoy that part?
I got Black Panther vibes of it being like the astral plane for them, and like them.
That's a good point.
It was cool for me. I think to see. I think he was able to reach that level of unconsciousness when he was unconscious, like that level, or of. Because they said earlier in the movie that the scarab is a sentient being, so it essentially is enlightened and higher, and senses, and it can reach different planes that a human mind couldn't.
Oh right.
So because they were synchronizing, I think it was their version of the ancestral plane, for them to. For him to communicate with his loved ones that passed away, and I thought it was dope. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, that was a great scene. It was probably one of the better scenes of the movie. Like it was touching, and it's also like kind of diving, like I said, a little bit into the scarab.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. The only part that we got about the scarab was when the daughter was explaining, like their research on it and stuff like that. But that was it. But yeah, as far as like that scene stuck out to me. Like it was visually stunning.
Yeah.
Just the meaning behind it. I really enjoyed that part of the film.
I don't know if I cared for the finger touch.
The touching.
I was like,
it was super cheesy. It was just like he could have just been him going and then like grabbing it or something.
Could have just called for it. Like after he talked to his dad, he could have just been like,
yeah, right.
Boom! It just came to him.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. Yeah. Just that whole slow motion, like.
I was sitting I was like eating popcorn. I was like,
you just like,
mind you. Okay, so I saw the movie by myself.
Correct.
Right? There was 2 other people in the theater with me, and they saw all the way in the back. I got in.
There was 3 total people in this theater. Oh, you did go to a late show, and it was like
show.
weeks after the movie.
So they showed the fucking previews of The Nun and The Haunting in like Florence or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I turned
right before bed.
I turned my light on my phone because I'm like, is there anyone else in here with me? What the fuck? So I got up and I went to go fucking refill my soda real quick.
You need like I can't be on the dark right now.
I can't do this right now. No. And then I missed whatever the last fucking preview was.
Yeah.
I went back to my seat.
That's funny.
But it was kind of cool seeing it by yourself, because you were like, I'm able to like. Usually, I hold back my commentary to like because I gotta be respectful of people around me. But no one else was there. I was just like, what the fuck? Or like, oh, that was pretty dope. Like I was able to just openly be able to say shit like that out loud because there was like 2 other people at the very last row, and I was row D.
Okay, so you're fairly closer.
Very close. Yeah, 4 from the door.
So I would have preferred to see Blue Beetle by myself because. I don't know what this person's deal was, but I had somebody literally the row behind us fucking laughed at everything. Shit wasn't even funny. He would like fly up and dude would laugh. I'm like, what the hell was funny about him flying up? Like, dude, I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. Throughout the entire movie, there were maybe a total of 5 minutes where this guy was not laughing at something.
Damn.
And I don't mean like hysterically laughing, but like ha 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 ha. I'm like, what was funny? Like, I swear to God, if he would have laughed when the dad died, I would turn around and punch the shit out of him. Like, this dude was laughing at every single thing, and I'm like, hey, if you're one of those happy-go-lucky,
bro, he's probably high
cool.
as fuck.
That's what I was like. This dude better be high, because I'm just like, and if you're happy-go-lucky, if you laugh a lot, great. I laugh at dumb shit too, but like when you're overly doing it, it gets annoying. So it's just like, I'm like, dude. I would have preferred that. I would take that over someone talking in their film, though. So, but yeah. So I mean, great film. I want to go see it again. Don't know if I have the time, but I definitely loved the film. Yeah, glad you liked it. I was worried you weren't. Seeing as how you didn't even go see Flash. So especially when it comes to DC films, I'm always nervous for you. Just whether you're gonna like it or not,
because none of the DC films have just been like, oh, that's so fucking dope. Like,
yeah,
none of them.
They don't. They haven't had the passion behind it that like the MCU does, and I think it's because DC has been. There's no collective. It's just Warner Brother owns the rights, so they're just like, here, do it, do this. That's why we had so many freaking Batman so far and Superman. Mm-hmm. There's no like structure behind. They're like, hey, let's make a movie about this character that we own.
Well, that's what the Snyderverse was supposed to be.
Dude, I was so excited for Snyderverse, man.
I wasn't the biggest fan of them starting with Superman versus Batman, and then the Justice League. And then the plan was to start backwards from a big movie like the Justice League, introduce all the characters, and then they break off into solo ones. And they were doing it backwards of building up to the Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agreed with that.
I did not like that.
I agree with that. I was like, why are they going backwards?
Like, so originally, because like Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter, like all these other people were supposed to be in the Justice League movie, and it just didn't happen. And
Martian Manhunter kind of was in that end credit scene.
Yeah,
but okay.
But Green Lantern, so we're supposed to see all these people we have no emotional connection to, and we have no idea what their origin is. Well, some of them. I mean, if you're a reader, yeah, you know,
nerd like us, you do.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense in that universe because we have no idea what that fucking movie's gonna be about.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I didn't like the structure of that. I agree with that. I was just like, why are they doing it backwards? Shouldn't we get like... I kind of felt like they did that because they wanted to separate themselves from the MCU. Right. But it's just like, missed up.
But still a good formula.
Yeah.
So what if
it is.
You're going to make billions of dollars copying somebody else. Do it. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, you just copy the structure. You're not going to be like... We're not going to see Cyborg, in World War I.
Yeah.
Like, fighting off Nazis, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
But yeah, so all right, so that was our Blue Beetle review. We want to know what you guys think. Yeah. We know the audience score is high, but I want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you guys thought, what you guys didn't like. I want to hear it all. So fill up those comments. But I think that's going to do it for us today. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing Ahsoka, right? The third and fourth episode next week.
Third and fourth, yeah.
We'll cover that next episode. So stay tuned. And Kiki, as always, I'm with you
to the end of the line.
All right, thanks, guys.